People say that I really try to do that, but my game is I'm good in the front court, but a lot of my games in the back court, I shoot good from back there. I play good defense, pass the ball, and I think I can beat them from back there. So I think my goal would be to play more like Brady, just push them back, and not let them, not trade blows in the front court.
Well, here's Sean in the front court, and he gets that first side out as we get ready and are now into game number 1. Best 2 out of 3 to 15, breaker to 11. Alan Garner just defeated Emmett Pashot there in the semifinals. Is now Sean Lenning up against Dave Fink here at the WPHR 48 Pro season number 2. And Sean Lenning gets the side out and then a point against Dave Fink from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Sean Lenning from Shoreline, Washington. I don't know if you want to stick around a little bit here, Alan, and catch part of this, or go and ice down and get ready for the hotel.
I'm gonna go ice down and relax for a little bit.
Okay. Well, thank you for coming into the studio. Good luck tonight.
Thanks, guys.
Against whomever you play.
All right.
Nice playing today.
See you guys later.
I'm going to say goodbye to Alan Garner, who stepped in here to give us a little commentary as we rolled through from game 1 to match 1 to match 2 here.
By Sean right there.
Side out.
I want to thank Alan Garner for stepping in and giving us that insight. I'm now sitting into the chair that he was sitting into, and I'm completely soiled.
Short.
I believe it.
Thank you. Sean Lenning wearing the red.
Second serve.
Both players play for the Seattle WAC team.
Here's another player where he can hit it from any position. Very unorthodox swing. He can take it. Well, pinched inside, he'll shoot it like Alan Garner. It doesn't really affect him if he catches an 80-mile-an-hour fastball inside.
Very similar to Alan Garner, Sean Lenning is also one of those guys that you can't tell if he is left or right-handed. Remember a couple years ago at the U.S. Open, Sean Lenning has a torn labrum in his right shoulder, needs to have surgery, plays Dave Chapman, and takes him with just his left hand to a tiebreaker. That's what Sean could do before getting defeated 11-8 there.
Play 3
in the semifinals.
It's a great serve by Dave.
Nice little crack serve from Dave Fink. Dave Fink has been doing this since the early 90s. He actually qualified at the age of 17.
Hold it, replay.
Dave Fink won every junior national in every form of handball in every age bracket.
Short.
Great stat to know.
Second serve.
He was claiming earlier when he would go into matches, he would go in and just want to kill individuals. And he said as he's aged, he feels that aggressive motivation or aggressive attitude has gone away a little bit, and he says he's really out there he's out there to play hard and really win, but most of all he's really out there to have some fun and really just be out there giving it his all and not giving,
Did you see last night's quarterfinal match?
Oh yeah,
was he having fun in that one?
3 play 1.
He actually, I roomed with Dave, so it's kind of funny to say he was actually quite embarrassed of his antics.
I was actually embarrassed.
I was too, to be honest with you, but I'll keep my comments to myself since they're over the live broadcast.
Nice shot right there from Dave, who takes a fish shot over the top, keeps it down the right wall, slides, and gets the side out.
Play 3.
He did say, though, he needs to keep his composure against Sean.
I saw that ball short.
So did I.
I call the serve good.
It will be overturned if we have line judges.
Agree.
Wow.
Could we replay that?
We will, eventually.
2 play 3.
Probably wouldn't make that much a difference early on, but now it's a momentum changer. We're only going to 15. If we have it, let's look at it. Here is the replay brought to you by Tucson Rolling Shutters.
3 play 3.
Oh, that was good.
Inconclusive for me. I still thought it was short. Sometimes the ones that are right either on, in front of, or behind the line look like they all hit the line. Like that looks short to me. But that's
a very tough serve.
From this angle, it's very difficult to tell.
4 play 3.
Looks like Dave was actually leaning right on those serves, thinking Sean's going to go to his offhand.
Side out.
3 serves 4. Dave Fink defeated
3 play 4.
Sean Lenning as well as Dave Chapman to win the NYAC tournament a couple years ago, and he knows how to beat Sean Lenning. It's just very difficult to do, nonetheless. It can be done.
4 play 4.
such a tough shot by Sean there. Keeping Dave in the backcourt, actually not expecting him to shoot that ball into the right corner there.
Point.
Sean Lenning had a lot of crowd support last night. You know, Dave Fink actually went to college here in Tucson and was a member of this club. Sean Lenning was a member of the club for the last 2 or 3 years here in Tucson, Arizona. So there's a lot of friends of both of these players. Dave Fink was here back in the 90s when he went to the University of Arizona.
6-4.
Walked on as a tennis player onto the tennis team, and here in Arizona, it's like the tennis capital of the world. And just to walk onto a team is just, you know, unbelievable.
Pretty darn good athlete to do that. Absolutely, especially at a Division I school as of Arizona.
He just came in and said, you know, I'd like to try out, and they kind of laughed at him and
said, "Who's this guy from Pittsburgh?" Right?
No, I'm gonna say a point.
That was the right call.
The thing is, you're going the wrong way.
I agree with that call from the referee as well.
And I agree.
You're going to the left.
And this is the start to Dave Fink's antics.
No, the way it took the angle, I'm gonna say point.
I thought that
7-4.
The problem with some of the veteran players is that they know that some of the referees don't know every single rule in the rule book, so they're able to get by with much more.
Replay.
Now, when you see guys that get criticized, some of the older players will get criticized for not keeping up with the pro game, the pro style of allowing certain screens to be played through because the pros can adjust, right? Those referees have a better command of the court, and they don't put up with as much and they know the rules, so you don't see as much arguing from the players in that sense. It's a really strange balance. If you can take, maybe have in some of these marquee matches 2 refs, the one that really knows the rule book and the one that is sort of less a mediator of
the eye. Yes, the eye, right, absolutely. But like we discussed this earlier with Natty Alvarado and David Chapman, those guys know the game, you know, so well. They're crafty vets, and they'll want to get in the ref's head and take advantage of them. And, you know, and some refs that are rookies, like we were talking about, or don't know the game as well, they'll get in their head and then really to get them thinking, you know, and then possibly give them an overturn call or something to go their way. So
I agree with
that. Is great playing by Dave Fink there. A great serve down the left wall and sits in the middle of the court and kills it. Left corner.
5-7. Short. Second serve. Point.
Another great serve by Fink.
6-7.
Here you see a 4-point tear by Mr. Fink.
7-7.
Here's a huge setup for Dave Fink. Sean Lenning was able to get a hand on it, but not good enough. Dave Fink goes in the lead here at 8-7, just past the halfway point of the first game.
8-7.
Wow, he sneaks one over to the right.
I was going to say, you see what Dave's doing here is he's actually keeping Sean pretty off balance by going left, right, left, right, left, right.
First time out scores
9-7. That's a good tactic to have.
Serving.
Now this is the Dave Fink from a couple years back, 2008 or so, when he played this style of game. Feeling comfortable going back and forth is something that Dave used to do. And when you see players do that, it actually is a little psychological thing to you as well, because you're returning the serve saying, I now don't know where he's going to serve the ball, and I've lost confidence. I'm not able to get these balls back anyway. So now you're completely defensive. You see some guy like Sean Lenning, who's a very offensive player at all times. Now he's starting to doubt himself.
Have a little doubt. Yeah, absolutely. And that's one thing Dave did say, though. He needs to keep Sean out of the front court and off balance when he plays him.
Resuming play. 9-7.
Nice little reverse down the left wall by Dave. Sean keeps giving Dave left-hand re-kills or left-hand setups.
10, play 7.
Dave Fink.
Second serve.
Looking really focused right here.
Short.
And do you know, too short serves. It's a mental fault by Dave. Do you know the
7,
lifetime
play
record
10.
of Fink versus Lenning?
Short.
Don't have the lifetime record. I think it's only 1 win versus
Second serve.
3 losses, 4 losses. I don't think they played a lot because Dave Fink took 9 years off.
8, play 10.
No, it's 9 plays 10.
9, play 10.
This is the intricate part of the game here. Dave Fink could have got a side out there if he would have paddle killed that into the corner.
Ten, play 10.
Together at 10. Unforced hand there by Dave right there.
Great timeout from Sean Lenning though, huh? 4 straight
Phenomenal.
points.
11, play 10. Short. Second serve.
We talked about using your timeouts wisely earlier, or on previous broadcasts, and we saw how effective it is right now. This is 5 straight
10.
points by Lenning. And now we see he's keeping Dave off balance by going right, left, left, and keeping Dave in the backcourt.
Check ball. Yeah, double. I didn't see it. He carried.
Sean is saying that he hit the ball twice on the.
It was a double hit. I agree with Sean. You agree with Sean?
And the line judge is going to overturn this. This is going to be. You saw it too?
Well, no, I didn't see it, but Sean is saying that it hit the ground twice before he actually retrieved it. And that was similar to a call that happened yesterday against Dave Fink with John Iglesias. John Iglesias returned the ball after 2 bounces and kind of stood up, and Dave Fink missed his next shot, and they called it side out, but John, there was a double bounce in it. So, they're replaying this.
12, play 10.
Is that the right?
They weren't calling a double bounce. They were calling a double hit.
Short.
No, Dave Fink hit the ball twice.
Second serve.
Maybe I'm misinterpreting it.
But yeah, he said it was appealing a double hit. You don't call a double bounce a double hit. And Sean Lenning gets another point here. The ball.
13, play 10.
Now maybe you are right. I'm being overruled by Nikolai Nahorniak. What was a double bounce?
14, game point, serves 10.
Possible game point here.
Point. I call point.
And there it is. Sean Lenning takes down Dave Fink. Looked like Dave was in charge here. And he was up 10-7.
And then
Sean took a timeout, and it came on and went on an 8-0 run in about 2 minutes. And we're kind of stunned here, and you see the crowd is certainly putting their hands together. And Bill Alcuevas over here couldn't handle it. He had to put his fingers in his ears because he didn't want to hurt his eardrums there. We're going to take a quick break before we get something thrown into the booth and something else breaks. We'll be back in just a bit. Game number 2 here at the R48 Pro 2 season. Dave Fink versus Sean Lenning. Stick around. More action right around the corner.
What was that call? Was it a double bounce or a double hit? Twice in your hand? That's what I told you. They were claiming it was a double hit.
Yeah, we replayed it. Well, yeah, it was a replay because they hit Sean. line judge? You want to? You can't line judge. I'll try to ask somebody, but I don't know. Like nobody's up here. Excuse me. You want to line? This means you agree with my call. This means you disagree. Here, I'll go out. Every time he's like really nice, but then when he starts playing, he's so weird. Dave Chen's the same way.
You got a new line judge. I'm a line judge.
I'll probably apologize. I don't really care. He's complaining because Dave Fink hit a ball. You know when you hit a ball and you hit it twice? That's exactly what happened. You could hear it, you could see it, and Sean appealed that, and I'm like, I don't even know you can appeal it, but I agree with Sean. I'm like, I'm not here to do
All right.
We are back here in Tucson, Arizona at the TRC with the red-shirted Sean Lenning from Shoreline, Washington.
And
a lot of there.
David Fink from
Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
Yeah, I don't think there's bad bounces.
That ball slid.
Only on the serve.
That's correct.
Yeah, it's only on the serve. Yeah, I saw the slide, but
we have no slides here.
0-0.
That revolving door is very beneficial to Sean Lenning. He'll bring it back to the left corner. Majority of the time, it seems like.
It's very frustrating when the ball does slide.
Second serve.
Oh, absolutely.
But you know, we're thinking about this. When the ball hits a crack on the bounce, and then that crack makes the ball spin sideways, hits the back wall, and shoots across the back wall, that's actually a bad bounce.
Right.
But it's played. Because there's no court abnormality that made it, you know, bounce bad. And that's why it's okay and acceptable to replay those balls. But here in Tucson, as well as a lot of these other places, there's a lot of these little minor bad bounces and some bad bounces that are just sounds. And someone hears the sound of the ball hit the ceiling or the light fixture and they stop playing. You're like, why you stop and play? You're good enough to move your feet.
Absolutely.
One more foot over and take a step in. I mean, it didn't change anything.
No, not at all.
And that's why we've gotten to that no bad bounce call. But also, as Sean Lenning scores another point here, went out and trained in the high desert with the Alvarados, the Bikes, Chris Watkins, John Robles, those guys, and they have a rule that they play no bad bounces in their court. And Nadia Alvarado Sr. said to me, and he looked right in my eyes and said, well, every bad bounce represents a bad call that the referee makes in the finals of the Nationals.
4-0.
You just have to get over it.
Yeah, you're right. Absolutely.
Instead of being mad at the referee, you just have to accept these things as they are part of the game, and then you're just mad at nothing. You just go in there and play the next shot because you've accepted it.
Absolutely.
And so really, we're programming the players just to accept that there are certain things that aren't, you know, it's part of the game.
And you know, I had a conversation yesterday with some gentlemen, and we were talking about Peyton Manning and just how his dad told him one day that said, you can't let what happened affect what's going to happen next. You know, so like if they miss a shot or a slide ball, for example, put it behind you.
4-0.
You know, the next shot, that shot meant nothing. Now it's this time. You have to play for the moment, you know. So I think that's a big aspect of it. Just play, forget about it. You know, it's going to happen. And if it does, you got to deal with it.
Now Sean Lenning is carrying on with his huge run that he had to end the first game when he took a timeout at 7-10 and came in and scored 8 straight points. Now here 5 straight points to start game number 2. 13 unanswered from Lenning between number 1 and number 2.
What he's doing though is keeping Dave in the backcourt and living
5-0
up front, shooting after he serves, keeping him here. He's cutting the ball off, you see, nice and easy.
This is a different Sean Lenning.
Oh, it was a great shot by Dave. Nice natural down the left wall.
No more cameras downstairs, please. No more pictures. 0, play 5.
The flash is really affecting Dave Fink here.
Well, he hasn't scored a point because of that flash that took place.
Hold it, replay.
There at the end of that last rally when Sean was hitting the ball.
0, play 5.
Wow, that's a nice shot right there from Fink as he pushes it down that left wall.
That's one of his best shots, truthfully. That in the left corner. He can
1, play 5.
draw that left wall extremely well.
Not only one of his best shots, but he can do it from anywhere on the court. Now he looks like he's all out of sorts.
And that's what we were talking about. He shoots that left side. He'll be all the way on the right wall and set up, and he'll try to drive it, push it down the left wall, or he'll shoot that left corner, and he's going to try to hit a deep angle so his opponent can't retrieve it. You hear Sean yelling at himself, knowing he should have made a couple of shots or not giving him the setup that he gave him.
One, play 5.
One plays 5. We have it 6 on the scoreboard.
Well, Sean will score 6 points, so we can just leave it there.
I'm not doubting
It'll happen
that.
eventually.
I'm not doubting that. And here's Mr. Fink's tactics of the towel. Yesterday we saw Dave use the towel as his timeouts. Yesterday he probably brought in the towel how many times? Maybe 30?
Many times.
30 times, which equivalated to 4 minutes of timeouts.
Did you just say equivalated?
Is that I make my own words.
That is completely made up, and I love it.
But you know what? I try to make up some words because that way not a lot of people know what I'm talking about.
Well, that's good when you're doing a live broadcast.
I know.
Equivalated is.
But it's equivalent to.
It's equivalated. That's a George Bush type thing.
It's a George Bush. That's very true.
He'd be like,
you know.
I equivalated that. Very similar to something like that.
Well, please don't ever say I'm like George Bush.
You see Dave Fink scoring some points here. That's a big setup for Sean. He hits it right in the ground. Now we're all tied at 5. Sean was up 5-0. Dave Fink now on his own 5-point run.
Together at 5. Short. Second serve. Check ball.
It's going to leave a mark. Dave Fink looks exhausted.
Together at 5.
Nice shot by Dave there.
Six, play 5.
Nice.
Very aggressive play by Dave Fink.
7, play 5.
Dave Fink now on his own 7-point run after Sean Lenning went on a 13-point run between the first 2 games. Dave has that opening lane, and then he goes to the corner. Sean overplays it, and is probably going to call a timeout. There's also going to be a towel, and if Sean was looking right, he could have waited for the towel, then called a timeout. Probably got 2 minutes out of it, but Sean Lenning takes it, and it looks like Dave Fink is completely in charge right now. And Sean Lenning is
changing his gloves.
Changing his gloves. He didn't want to touch it with the other glove because that one's not wet. He's also taking a quick breath here. We appreciate the fact that you've tuned into this live broadcast using the R48 Pro Ball, sponsoring the race for 8 this year as the R48 Pro, and that's why you are tuned into this broadcast that we're bringing you today here in Tucson, Arizona at the TRC. My name is Dave Vincent, alongside Anthony Celesto, flying in from Milwaukee, Wisconsin, where you played in the qualifier. You were eventually into the round of 16. You were up against Dave Fink. What did you find was the most difficult part when playing a Dave Fink about trying to get him out of the service box and getting in there and getting your own serve?
And that was, truthfully, that was the hard thing, is getting him out of the service, but he likes, let me see. He actually, what frustrated me is actually that he's a lefty, to be honest with you. I play one lefty, but it's not at this level of competition. And playing righties all the time and then coming and trying to adjust to a lefty, it's the serve, seeing the serve differently, seeing the way he shoots it. You know, he really is aggressive on pushing the balls, driving the balls down the walls. And that was one of my biggest concerns about him, was keeping me off balance, because I like to retrieve a lot, but he's shooting them low enough where I wasn't able to get him.
All right, resuming play.
But if he can shoot that left corner, he's going to be successful pretty much any time he plays.
Wow. Unbelievable return of serve right there from Sean Lenning, who closes out that 8-0 run from Dave Fink. Sean is so remarkable after timeouts.
I was going to say, another useful timeout. Short. Very useful timeout. We saw last game, similar score, and it kind of turned around.
That was just a terrible return, but what else could Fink do there?
It's a smart pass by Sean there.
No, I think you just got to play everything on the serve.
Now Fink is just
trying to find
a way out. I saw it good. One agrees, so. Right, yeah.
And you hear some fans in the background saying it didn't check, just play ball, but.
Well, Sean puts so much spin on the ball that everything is checking, everything is topping. And look at that right there from Sean. He hits the ball flat, goes over the top of it slightly, keeps the ball bound. You see a lot of guys will hit the ball low, but it pops up. A lot of the older guys will say at some of the elite camps, why does that do that with me? And Sean does it and it stays down. Well, Sean, Luis, Paul Brady, Alan Garner, even Dave Fink, they hit balls over the top, which is their natural. Nadi Alvarado Jr., probably one of the best. His natural is a reverse. And you see Sean Lenning and also the elite players able to go over the top of that ball.
And that's, yeah, I was gonna mention that and say 99% of the elite players all will come over the top on their balls. That's just their natural swing. And
if you are back home and you're teaching a young kid how to play,
7 plays 8.
Even if you don't have it, try to tell them and teach them to go over the top of the ball. That's what
first timeout, 1 minute.
The Fred Lewis's, John Hennings did when they were teaching Luis Moreno how to play. That was one of the things they really instilled in him, is go over the top of the ball to keep that ball down. And you can see with a guy like Luis Moreno, it's just a natural thing for him. We call it a natural when you go underneath. Is that weird? But the top elite pros are all naturals are the reverse. We're all together at 8 here. It was Sean Lenning in the first game, down 7-10. He took a timeout, scored 8 straight points, carried that into game number 2. He was up 5-0, and then Dave Fink scored 8 straight points to go up and look like he was in charge. And then Sean Lenning calls a timeout again and gets some more power pellets, comes back in, and he gets a side out and 3 straight points now to tie it at 8.
And a timeout by David Fink.
Now let's see if Dave Fink can gather some of those same power pellets and go on a tear here, get Sean Lenning out of the box. But it's really about a game of momentum here. Maybe it's a game about who needs power pellets.
Well, yeah, power pellets always help, but the momentum is a big thing. Like you said, that once he took that timeout, it was kind of Sean again, what he did last game.
Yeah. Second serve.
If Sean's able to stay up front like this and keep cutting the ball, I think Dave's going to have some trouble.
And that timeout, not necessarily the timeout that affected it, because there was a replay there, but Dave Fink did get the side out after the timeout, breaking the momentum and getting a point. Last year's stats had over 70% of those that called the timeout came in to do something productive. Over 70%, which is a pretty good number for those people that deny taking timeouts because they don't feel like the timeouts are worthy or they don't need them. 70% of the time, it's not just a momentum breaker, but you're actually doing something.
Right.
And you see Fink got a side out, that's one thing. and he gets 2 more points. That's 3 things he's done since this.
So we can say it's been a successful timeout for Dave.
10 plays 8.
It's a big setup. Dave knew it.
That's what Dave doesn't want to do. He's trying to catch the sidewall before it even makes it to the back wall.
Well, what you don't want is Sean standing where he's at, because he can cover the court from where he's standing. Dave paddles Sean back. And that's a beautiful corner kill right there from Dave Fink, now getting Sean a little frustrated. You do not want a Sean Lenning standing at the dotted line, right direct in the middle of the court. And your defense is a paddle shot. 4-well players are different group of individuals. You see they're calling for a towel after every single shot, and you see no players ever sliding and falling down because of that.
Right.
But yet the court looks like it's like a swimming pool in there when you watch these matches, but I've never seen anybody actually fall down yet.
11 plays 8.
Or slide or miss. Or
it could be, like you said, it could be the veteran move, the veteran timeout move. Uses it to keep him off balance, give him a little bit of energy, catch his breath. But we discussed that earlier, Dave, about how the big ball's played, and it's just all go, go, go. You know, they like to keep the momentum of the game going, and not a lot of timeouts or intermission breaks.
Hold it, replay.
Dave Fink was actually in charge of that rally there toward the end, and he ended up hitting the ball right back at himself and at Sean instead of poking it down that left wall.
Right, he should have. He should have pushed him because he had Sean behind him on the right side. He should have pushed it down the left. Don't wipe it off with your glove.
This is also another 4-wall oddity.
Good word.
It gives another 10 more seconds, 15 seconds added onto the play. More time to breathe.
11 plays 8.
And now it's 12-8. Dave Fink trying to make this go to a tiebreaker, and it looked like we were writing them off early, but not necessarily true here.
The timeout has been effective. He's went on a 4-point tear, right?
Second serve.
4-point tear and a side out.
And a side
Consider
out.
that 5.
That ball slid.
5 points.
Yeah, we do, yeah.
That's correct. Dave Fink is right.
On the serve, you can do bad bounces. Yeah.
No bad bounces, only a slide.
It's only slides? Did it hit the slide? Because if
there are no bad bounces on the serve.
Only a slide, correct?
You're right, Dave.
No bad bounces, only a slide.
That's right. There's no bad bounces at any time, even on the serve. Just slide balls on the serve.
13 plays 8.
That's the way it's written in the rules, and that's the way it is.
And that gave Dave another point there.
Check ball. Yeah.
Dave asked if that would have made it.
13 plays 8.
Hit him in the middle of the back, basically.
Oh, Dave.
Yeah, but that's like any athlete. That's like sliding into first.
Yeah, but you don't want to do that against Sean. That'll actually make Sean mad. And I don't think you want to make Sean mad.
Dave missed a nice setup he wanted.
Sean could go on a 7-point run in less than 2 minutes. And that, he doesn't mind being disrespected on the bad bounce call. But he does not like the, would that have made it when it was obvious that it would have. That stuff doesn't work well with Sean Lenning, and I could see him doing some damage here. But let's just see what happens here. Game number 2. Sean wins the first one, 15-10. Game 2 now. You see Fink is in the lead on the scoreboard there at 13-9.
Nine plays 13.
Very good return from.
It's a rare miss by Sean there, though.
From Dave Fink.
13 plays
Sean
9.
Just was unable to get it here. Wow. Now,
both of us amazed by that shot by Dave.
Dave Fink now serving to take game number 2 after this towel timeout. That probably shouldn't happen.
He came across his body from mid-shoulder, maybe a little bit lower, and brought it to left wall front wall.
With his offhand.
Right, with his offhand.
Let's take a look at that instant replay if we can. Never mind.
Shot.
Hold on. Let's not, because we'll be serving here at game point. I thought Dave was going to take another 2 minutes to wipe that floor. The atmosphere inside this club is completely electric right now.
14 game point serves
Fans
9.
cannot feel at home. Just
Shorts.
plug in some of the World Cup soccer crowd action and
absolutely
in the background, because that's what it's like out in the lobby right now.
I can hear 100
my
plus
headphones.
fans. 100 fans out there. 100 plus fans out there cheering on the hometown.
Check ball.
That ball hit Dave Fink right square in the face. I don't know what Fink
I don't know if Dave kept looking up at the ref, wondering if it was going to make it to the front wall, or
don't know exactly what Dave is wanting from the referee here.
Like
maybe he's wanting a new ball.
Oh, he was having the ball wiped off by the ref.
14 game point serves 9. Short.
And he's lucky it was, because Sean just rolled that out. Camera a little too close there. Didn't see what actually happened, but it didn't matter. It was short.
It's a potential setup for Dave.
That was a good return from Sean Lenning.
Very good return.
Let's see what Sean could do here.
9 plays 14.
There's one for Sean, now at 10-14.
10 plays 14.
See how Sean's just cool as the other side of the pillow. Wow, good shot from Dave Fink down the middle.
Keeps aggressively shooting. That's what Dave has to do.
Well, he is a shooter. Very aggressive. Now Dave's going to ask for the towel again and slow this down more. Nope.
Game point serves 10.
He wants it.
Wow, nice shot
Great
right there from Dave Fink, forcing the tiebreaker. We'll be back in 5 minutes. Stick around here for game number 3. Dave Fink, Sean Lenning at racefor8.com. Stick with us.
They both got 10, so I'm just gonna have to flip a coin. I'll put it away over there. No, you're good. I don't need to take care of it. Here you go, Sophie. Tiebreak? Yeah. It's 11? Yeah. Cool. Both got 10, so you're just going to have to flip the coin again. Yeah. Open the game. Get it down the left. Get it down the left, so. I'm surprised Fink is not going off this game. It's like he's actually concentrating. Don't worry about it. He'll eventually do it. Tiebreaker, right?
Come on, mijo. Muy bueno.
Come on. Both of you guys scored 10, so I'm just gonna. Yeah.
Flip a coin.
So, John, I'm asking 1 or 2. I'll flip a coin, yeah.
Hold on. You got one.
I don't have one.
You guys want it on the floor? You want it on the floor?
Okay. Sean, you call it. That's okay. You serve.
That's right, Larry.
We are back here in Tucson, Arizona. It is buzzing out in the gallery as the fans are truly entertained by Dave Fink going into this tiebreaker up against Sean Lenning.
0 play 0.
You hear the call from the referee. It's 1 game to 11.
You see Dave Fink had the serve there. He scored more points in both battles.
Side out.
Sean paddles that ball there. Yet actually it was both scores were
0
10.
play 0.
Oh, they were. I thought it was.
Nope.
Short.
I thought there was a 9 involved, but no,
So
it was
was I.
10. It was a flip of a coin.
Second serve.
Nice retrieve by Dave.
Yeah.
He backed out of your way.
Now you see the crowd getting into it here like it's a soccer game.
1 play 0.
Rooting for the hometown boy. If he's hometown anymore, I don't know if he's still.
Not really. There's a side out there. Fink gets that aggressive left corner kill, or excuse me, left sidewall kill.
0 play 1.
He redirects that ball and sends it right down the wall. Nice shot right there from Fink. Now he's at 1-1 here.
Beautiful get by Dave.
I agree. These guys are fighting here, and I love it.
Me too.
I agree. Sean's right.
upset. He shouldn't be using the towel every time he ever dives. It's not even wet.
Completely agree with Sean Lenning here. It's annoying as a fan. And this is all part of the veteran move from Dave Fink. He's now got the towel a couple times. He gets an extra breather here. He's arguing with Sean Lenning. Sean didn't wash the floor good enough.
I like this, though. I like the heated battle.
1 play 1.
But you said earlier, the last thing you want to do is really upset Sean because he's.
No, you don't. You don't want to pick a fight with him.
Well,
I don't want to play a mad Sean Lenning. I'll tell you that right now.
Oh, great serve. You hear some hoots and hollers from the crowd.
Now you hear the crowd's completely behind Sean Lenning trying to get underneath the skin of Dave Fink. Dave says privately that he actually likes that. That would have been a great serve right there if not for the short.
Second serve.
I don't know how many people would like that.
Privately, he likes that, but yesterday he claimed
Timeout. Scores
when
4-1.
Iglesias
1 minute.
screamed real loud when he was close, 25, Dave felt offended. He said he felt offended by that. He was wondering why he was doing it. And I told him, I said, it's all part of motivation.
Well, he did it because he wanted you to be offended.
Right, absolutely. saw a timeout by Dave Fink.
Resuming play.
And the last couple timeouts we've seen taken by each individual, it's been a side out and then a run of 3 or 4, 5 more points. So we'll see what happens here.
Big setup for Sean Lenning. And he hits another big setup for Dave Fink, who goes over the top, but hits it right to Sean. That was a bad shot from Dave Fink, to be honest.
5, play 1.
He knows it. Oh, great serve.
Sean has stepped up his serves here, Anthony.
6, play 1. Short.
Oh, did you see that wrinkle on there?
Oh, yeah.
That would have made it over. That might have been a difference.
You know, in all fairness, for those that know how to wrinkle a ball in a serve, the ones that are short are the ones that hop the most. Sorry, you don't know how to hop the ball, so you wouldn't know that.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, great touch by Fink, changing the pace of the game right there.
See how Fink looks back to the crowd there?
Gave Sean a little look back, like
1, play 6.
Dave doesn't know how to do it as cool as guys like
Second
John Iglesias giving the wink back to the crowd. I want to see Dave throw in some winks when he makes a good shot. Not just a look back, but a look back and a wink. Maybe even, you know, bend the knees just a little bit when he does it.
Oh yeah, I thought that ball took off, but
what was that?
See that Sean Lenning was doing a little trash talk there, saying I don't want to get out of control here, but I'm going to call for the towel.
Right.
You know, kind of getting into Dave's head just a little bit, and then Dave turns right around and says, we need a glove change. His gloves are wet. So Dave's trying to level that argument back out.
Another tough shot, keeping it right on the wall.
Well, Sean's made some really
7, play 1.
Amazing shots here.
Another great shot. Oh, great. Great hustle by Sean.
I thought, yeah, I think he put a hand on it.
I thought he got it.
You see now Sean is also saying, I need the ball and I don't want a towel. And now Dave's going to
frustrated.
He looks back to see who it is that's actually
9, plays 1.
clapping for Sean Lenning, and he'll make sure to address that when he walks off the court.
10, match point, serves 1.
There's a lot of fire here. 10-1, game point and match point. And Sean Lenning's in the finals. Sean Lenning wins.
Played very well.
And takes down Dave Fink here. And you see Dave sticking around because he wants to tell Sean that he apologizes. See right here?
Yeah.
This is the gentleman of Dave Fink. Sean Lenning now deservingly so going into the finals once again in Tucson for 2 straight years as he defeats Dave Fink in the tiebreaker. He will face Alan Garner tonight at 7 o'clock. We're going to take a timeout. We'll be back in about 5 minutes or so. We'll have more action in just a bit. Stick with us at racefor8.com.
Oh, prime time. We are rolling.
All right, Mama's going to bring it home. Mama's going to bring it home. Okay.
Come on, watch this guy.
Oh, backwards.
Oh, don't. Oh.
It went into Bob and Carol's yard. Oh, no? Okay, here it goes.
Oh, no!
Challenge your kids to be active and eat healthy.
All right, let's see what you can do. Let's go.
They might surprise you. Search We Can for more ideas on how you and your kids can get healthy together.
Working and working out takes a lot of energy. That's why I drink Zenergy. Feeling fantastic and looking good has never been easier. Science, extreme science for your active lifestyle.
My life is full of statistics. Thing is, I could have dropped out of school and become one myself, but I didn't because I had people that believed in me. Here's another statistic. 7,000 students drop out every school day. That's 1 every 26 seconds. It's time that students know that we believe in them.
Inspire a student and share your message of support at boostup.org.
Rethink what you know about this Vegas icon. Elevate your expectations at the Stratosphere Hotel, Casino, and Tower. See what's new, up, down, and all around.
My name is Bruce Fabrizio. In 1975, I invented Simple Green based on 3 principles. It had to be safer to use, it had to work, and it had to be completely made in America. From generation to generation, Simple Green has been cleaning everything from car engines and tools to kitchen counters and floors. No matter what you clean, indoors or outdoors, clean it with non-toxic, biodegradable Simple Green.
Here we go. We're gonna make some juice.
It's gonna be good.
She's excited. A little bit of kale.
Please don't put this on.
I'm putting it all over the line.
It's wet. It needs something. No, it'll go.
Don't break my juicer. Looks good.
You ready to try it?
Come on, baby.
Challenge your kids to be active and eat healthy.
It's okay.
Okay, all right.
They might surprise you.
She took another sip. You saw it?
Search We Can for more ideas on how you and your kids can get healthy together.
So, what's it gonna be? We could ride bikes, skating, movies, zoo, whatever you guys want to do.
Can we just do this?
Yeah. We could just do this.
The smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life. Take time to be a dad today.